Okay, so you need to first come over to open AWS. Okay, okay, so now you're on the console and you need to,
Can you enlarge?
you said what?
Can you enlarge your screen?
Okay, if I enlarge my screen, you won't be able to like go through the whole process. So you can't see my screen like this. Okay, is it better?
Yeah.
Okay, so coming to the search box, you can type in EC2, but down here we can see EC2 here because it is recently visited. So we can just type in EC2 here
Okay.
and click on EC2. Okay, so now you can see the dashboard, right? You can see instances here. You can also see instances here. But this one basically just shows you the instances that are running. So we'll click on this. So it's still the same thing as clicking on this. So what we can do now is we can come here to launch an instance first. But the first thing we want to do is we want to create a security group.
Okay.
Right, so we scroll down to where we see security group. We click on security group and we want to create a new security group. Yeah, so this security group, we can give it the name of public dash SG, right? Come down here, we can basically give it the same name. And now the VPC, we're going to be using the default VPC that was created by AWS. So click on that and we can now add our rules, right? So the first rule we want to add is the port 22, which is for SSH, right? And we're going to do IPv4 anywhere. The same thing, we're going to add the port 80, which is HTTP, and we're going to add anywhere IPv4. So add a new rule again. We're going to add HTTPS and IPv4 anywhere. And the last rule we're going to add is all traffic. So scroll down a little bit. You can see all traffic and IPv4 anywhere. So basically, these are all the rules in it. So scrolling down to the next housebound rule, we're going to add a new rule, and we're going to add all traffic also, right? And we're going to add anywhere IPv6, right? So click on this. So now we're going to create a security group. Okay, so now that we've created our security group, the second thing we want to do now is to create a new key pair. So you can come to key pairs, and I already have key pairs here already, but if for you, you might not have any key pair present. So you can click on create key pair. You can give the key pair a particular name. Let's say key one, right? And you have the key pair type, which is RSC, and the private key file format is .pem. So you can click on create key pair, right? So when you click create key pair, you automatically get the key pair downloaded for you, but I'm not going to be doing that. Um, so once you do that, it's just like every other one here. You have the key pair present here, right? Exactly like this. So now let's go back to the instance to create an instance. So we're going to create launch instance.
So hold on.
Yeah.
Um, it's created. Where do I see it?
Is it the key pair?
Yeah.
Okay, so when it is created, you see it when you scroll down, you see here key pairs. So you click on key pairs. So these are
Okay.
the list of key pairs you see, right?
Okay.
But the most important one is there will be one installed for you once you or downloaded once you basically install it, which is this. This is the London key. It's automatically installed, and you can see the file format, pen file.
Okay.
So which is the same thing we have here.
Okay.
So back to the instances, you can click on launch instance, and here you can basically give the instance any name of your choice. So like I said, my web server, let's just give it web server. Yeah. So scrolling down is asking us for the image, right? The AMI image, Amazon machine image. So we're going to pick one operating system here, which is going to be Ubuntu. Yeah. Amazon Linux also is the same thing as CentOS. I get what I'm saying. So Ubuntu, scrolling down, we're going to choose a free tier option, which is T2 Micro, and we're going to click on our keep here, which is going to be the London keep here, the one that's we created or I created before. So if you, when you create yours, you will definitely see it here. So click on
Okay.
that, and the network settings, we're going to edit this, and we are going to select the VPC, which is the default VPC, the subnet. We don't need to select anything there, and the auto assign public IP address. We want to enable that. Now, when it comes to our security group, we want to select an existing security group. Are you getting me? And we are going to select the security group we created, which is the public SG. You can see it here. So we have selected that, and scrolling down, we leave everything here as default, and you can see the number of instances we're going to be creating, which is one. Yeah. So you can now launch this instance. Launching instance. Okay, so now it's a success. Then we can come back to instances. Then we load this page, and you can see it's still pending. So we're going to wait for a while. So we can basically just click on the instance ID, which is this. Go into the instance, you can see the instance public IPv4. You can see the private IPv4. You can see the instance state, which is still pending. You can see the IPv6, which is not present. You can see the instance ID. Yeah. So, okay, so while this is still basically loading, because here it has to check, pass these two checks, right? It's still initializing. So, give me a minute, please. So let's basically check again. So yeah, this is already active. So we can click on the instance ID. So here you can basically see every single thing that has to do with your instance, right? Every single thing. Um, yeah. So we're just going to come up here to this connect section, and we're going to connect to this instance through the browser. So there are different ways you can connect. This is one way, right? This is another way through using like an SSH client. So you can basically come here, they show you all the whole steps on how you're supposed to SSH into this particular instance. So if you're trying to SSH into this instance, you know that the directory where you're trying to do the SSH from should be present. The key pair, right, which is the London key that we created, this key pair, London key.spam, it should be present in that same directory, right? So that you can basically just run this whole code. I get what I'm saying.
Okay.
So this is one way to log in. This is another way to log in through this EC2 instance connect. And we can just use connect and connect to the instance. Okay, so now the instance is currently active and you can do whatever you want to do here. So yeah, this is everything you see in the instance. It's an empty instance. So now this is the instance. You can take this instance for your Ansible now, for instance. Um, you can basically just use this IP address. I get to me the public IP address. You can put it inside your host inventory file. You can now in the section where it says your private key file inside the ansible.cfg, You will now write out the path the to this file. You write out the path to this London keep here 2.pl. But if you're having any issues with this, just send me a DM. I get what I'm saying. But this is exactly how you need to create an instance. And when you are done and you want to destroy it, if you come here, you can see it's running. If you want to destroy this instance, you can just tick on it, yeah, and click on instance state, then terminate instance, then terminate. So if you come back here to refresh it, you can see it's shutting down. The instance is shutting down. And if you refresh it again and again, so when it is done, you will see terminated on it. Okay, so now you can see the amount of running instance is 0,
Okay.
and the amount of instances present is 1, right? So, but the ones that are currently running is 0. So this is just the count of how many instances are there, the ones that are running, the ones that are not running, the ones that are stopped, right? So this is
Okay.
basically what you see everything. And as you can see, terminated. So this tells you that it's destroyed. So you don't need to worry about your keep here and your about deleting your keep here and your what's called your security group, because all these don't actually, they don't charge you money for it, so you can just leave this here. But for the instance, you definitely need to destroy it, right? Even if it's a T2 micro, you definitely need to destroy it so that it doesn't like cause any bill.
Okay.
Yeah. So do you have any question regarding that?
Um,